Hello everybody, today we're here to interview Patrick, the co-founder of HomeToGo, worldwide's largest search engine for vacation rentals. Let's have a look. Hello everybody, we're glad to have Patrick here, the co-founder of HomeToGo. Patrick, can you tell us something about HomeToGo and how you started?
Yes, HomeToGo is a meta search engine for vacation rentals. So we search all big portals and big websites for vacation rentals and show them in an aggregated way, compare prices and bring the customer actually the best vacation rental for him.
And when did you start?
We started in the beginning of 2014.
And I read that last year you go live. How long did you need for the development of the whole
Actually, we already went live with the very first product in 2014. Developed the second version, so beta, after that, and went live also in 2014. And beginning of 2015, we had the first product similar to what we have now.
And how do you compare to other rental startups like Airbnb or others?
Yeah, so as we are a meta search engine, so basically like Kayak is for flights or like Trivago is for hotels. So a company like Airbnb is more of a potential partner to us than a competitor, because we actually try to be a better search for vacation rentals than Google currently is. So we don't see our partners as our competitors.
And how big is the market right now?
It depends how you calculate it, right? So the sole vacation rental market is approximately 100 billion, growing. If you take in models like Airbnb, where you also have other inventory that Airbnb-alike models and Airbnb brought into the market, you have even a bigger market. And then if you take the whole accommodation space, it's probably something like 700 billion.
And where can I rent a house or a flat or apartment right now via HomeToGo?
Actually everywhere, so globally, because our inventory is global.
And in which languages is the platform available right now?
It's available in most of the European languages, so that means for sure in German, because it's our home market, in English, French, also in Spanish and Italian, also in Polish. We just added Norway as the last country, and we'll add more countries, so especially Nordics, Russia to follow soon. Yeah.
And what is difficult in this process? Is there some country differences or cultural differences for the website? Or?
Yeah, for sure. So every website of ours is basically is adapting the market. So that means we try from a partner perspective to not only have global brands on the website, but also local portals that are strong in a certain destination or certain country.
Do you think the winner takes it all when you have different search engines like that?
I don't know. So I think for sure you also see it in other markets. So like there's Kayak and Skyscanner and others, but for sure we think here in this market currently we are the largest in terms of inventory and in terms of traffic. So we for sure think that we have the first position here.
When we think about the product, how does it actually work?
So you go to our website, type in a destination. We have more than 7.5 million properties right now, and then you search for it, and then you can actually go to your search, set certain filters so that you say,
like
okay,
range
you can set a price range. You can say, I want these amenities. So for instance, I want to have a pool. I want to take my dog with me. And this is how you can actually make the search even closer to what you are looking for. And then you can just see what we have and look at the details and then go to the partner site and book there.
Do you think such meta search engines will win against just Booking.com if you compare it to other markets? I think there's a lot of healthcare, find a doctor or something like that.
I think it's so like in hotels. Yeah, you have Booking.com, but you have also Trivago, and also like in flights you have Kayak and Skyscanner, but nonetheless you have still sites that are actually more or less an OTA. So I think both will will survive, because actually as a meta search you need your partners and they need you as well, because you deliver, so they need to grow, and we deliver traffic that is much more focused on what the user is searching for than if you compare it to Google, because you can more exclusively or more exactly see what the user is searching for, and get the traffic that is more focused on booking than it might be on Google and so on. So I think both will survive, because both need each other.
Do you think there will be things like keyless entry to apartments, and will it make it easier to book apartments or something?
Actually, there's more questions you should ask our partners.
Okay.
But for sure there might be things like that coming up, because there are a lot of service companies around vacation rentals. There are a lot of companies doing the same or starting the same, also startups for inventory for Airbnb and alike models. So I think probably there will be something like that, but it's not something we actually currently take into account. For sure, if a partner would deliver us such data that he has a speciality, we could show it in our listings. But as we are not having the inventory our own, we only get the inventory via our partners. So it's not a thing that we basically do.
What do you do with duplicate data when something is listed on several search engines?
Oh, basically, so duplicated data, we have an algorithm that is actually checking all these, all the content inventory we are getting, and finding out what other duplicates are, and that's also why we can show price comparison.
And what are your biggest challenges in the next years?
Oh, we see. So I think one of the challenges for sure is to really become global. So we're currently active in 11 countries, but we also want to spread more, yeah, so like into other countries, and for sure scale our current markets even more. Yeah. So, and what will also be interesting is, as many things are going into the mobile world, we will launch our new app soon. So there are a lot of things actually that come through this mobile change also as well.
Why did you start in Berlin?
Oh, actually, I think Berlin is a quite good, or is a good city to start a startup, especially if you want to do a global or international one, because you can find a lot of nationalities here, and so you can easily like do this here and don't have to actually look in other countries for natives. And secondly, for sure, I worked in Berlin before, so like in the startup environment, and have a good network here. So it made a lot of sense actually to start it here.
There are a lot of people out there watching this video who want to start their own startup. What is the best way for them to enter the market?
As a startup, or to come into this?
No, as a person.
Or maybe, so I can only say from my personal perspective, but I think, so I worked for Rocket Internet before, and it makes a lot of sense if you work for a bigger incubator or bigger startup before, that you get to know if you can work in such an environment and then start something. That's actually what I would suggest.
So do the network help and the experience?
Yeah, actually, yeah, and learn if this is also the right environment to work in, yeah, because, and get a lot of skills that you actually need.
So you get a better chance and succeed. And
yeah, and you know what you understand, because if you're coming out of university, you probably don't know exactly what to do, and what you can have, or it can work, but I think it's always good to have some experience and then see what you can do.
When you think of books, what is your favorite book?
There are a lot of books that I like, but especially if you want to build up a company, I like one book of one of the founders of Zappos. So it was acquired by Amazon, and it's a famous e-commerce site for shoes and fashion in the US. So it's called Delivering Happiness, and that's about how you wow your customers, and that's I really like that book, and everybody should read it, because it's very interesting how they focus on what they call wowing the customer.
And in terms of, okay, work-life balance, I know it's hard, but how do you manage to lead such a company and still have a life or be healthy?
It depends. I think it's important that you have a good team that you can rely on, that you don't have to do everything by your own. And secondly, for sure, you have to be well structured, yeah, and well prioritized. I think that's the thing. although nonetheless I work a lot for sure. But I think this is one of the keys. So and it's for sure if you found a company, it's different than just work, yeah, because you have another attitude to the company, and you actually work although you are not working or not in the office, because you always think about things and might have ideas. So it's different. But I don't see it really as work. So that's because it's fun for me what I'm doing, and
it's more like a passion.
Yeah. So that's why it's hard to say work-life balance in that case. Yeah. So
you're just working all the time.
No, but working, and then on the other hand, so it's fun for me, doing certain things, and so. But nonetheless, if you would call it like things beside work, there's still time also for things beside work, and I think it's very important to have something like sports and so as well. Because even when I do sports, and there might be, I'm not thinking actually about the company, but then there might be coming up a thought, and then I say, okay, just write it down quickly, and then follow it up when I'm back in the office or when I have time. So I think, from that perspective, that's more what I see for that question.
Okay. Well, I think I have one more final question. What do you think the Brexit is going to have an impact on the startup scene?
Oh, we see. So maybe as Berlin and London are actually competing for being the #1 startup city in Europe, it's probably in favor of Berlin, because especially if you have a product or a startup that is relying on European regulations, it makes more sense probably to do it in Berlin. Secondly, so I don't know if it's going to change a lot, really. Also, although there are a lot of funds in UK based and in London, so that might have now seen some loss in their funds. Yeah, so compared to Euro, if they want to invest in the European or in Euro, so I think it's maybe also too early to judge that. But personally, I think probably it's good for Berlin in terms of that more people will try to do it in Berlin, just to be safe, because nobody currently knows what might be the impact and how actually the dividing or division of Great Britain and or the UK and Europe will work. So what will stay and what will go away in terms of trade regulations and so on.
Maybe they won't leave at all.
Yeah, because I think it's hard to say. But some people might say, okay, if they're actually in the phase to decide whether to go to London or Berlin, I would assume that they probably would go to Berlin, at least if they think there might be an impact on their business model from that.
Thank you. It was really great to have you here, and let's have a look how things will catch on in the future.
Yeah, sure.
See you soon.
Would be nice.